All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox. I am your host, Axel1324.
And I'm Cool Cat Terry.
And I'm the returning member of the Xbox, Good Morning Xbox, Eternal Jedi.
That's right, guys. We got him. We got him back. The contract is signed. The ink is dry. Shaddai is back as a full-time panel member of Good Morning Xbox. Woo! Welcome back, Shaddai. We missed you.
Very much.
Yes.
We missed you. All right, now Shaddai's off on vacation again, so no, just kidding.
Just boot him out.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not surprised.
All right. Welcome. It was comparatively to last month or so, this was the slowest news week we've had in a long time. Before, there were too many topics to cover. Now I was struggling to find topics, so hopefully you guys enjoyed these. I try to stay away from reporting on what the other companies are doing for topics unless it's huge news. But overall, it has been a quiet week. Let's check in with the chat. Up first, we got Web Dave joining us. Shout out to Web Dave. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, Axel, your episode of Outbreak Gamers drops at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow morning. There you go, guys. So in case you guys don't know, Web Dave does these interviews with content creators. Mm-hmm. And he posts the episode. They're pre-recorded, so then he'll drop them early. So I cannot wait to read that episode. Send me the link, Web Dave. I'll retweet it. I'll share it out. That's right. And let's see. Shout out to my buddy Doggy Dog 420. Shout out to Doggy Dog. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, good morning. Good morning, Doggy. Shout out to Crazy Greek Dude saying, yo, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Crazy Greek Dude, you are the real MVP. As always, it's Timid-Bot version 2.0 joins us. He says, what's up, Axel? Cool Cat Terry, Doggy Dog, Web Dave, Crazy Greek Dude. What's going on? It's Timid. Thank you so much. You are the real MVP.
Timid.
Holy cow, what happened here? Just home this week recovering from my eye surgery. Was it like laser eye surgery or were they removing something? Like, what was it? I guess the word I'm looking for, was it an elective surgery or like an emergency surgery? Like, were they like removing cataracts or something?
Major or minor?
Yeah. Was it elective? Like, I'm getting a laser eye correction, because I would totally be down for that. That way I don't have to wear these ever again. Would you do laser eye surgery, Terry?
No.
No?
Nope.
I would 100%. Shaddai, do you have a perfect 2020?
I got glasses. I'm like 20 and like 10.
Must be nice. Holy crap.
No, mine's pretty much for long distances. Other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah, I am nearsighted, 100% nearsighted. My prescription is like, I think it's like I think the higher the number, the worse it is, right? So I think I'm like negative 140 or something like that now.
God,
120. Yeah, it's pretty up there. It's pretty high. It's pretty high up there. I'm almost out of contact lens options. It gets to that point where your vision gets so bad that they don't make contact lenses for your vision. Almost. So I would 100% get corrective eye surgery if I had the funds to.
And you gotta make sure you do your research, because there's different types of laser surgery, and some of them you have to redo it every so many years.
Yeah, my boss, obviously he's a millionaire. He can do whatever the hell he wants. My boss, he got the ones where they put the lens under your eye.
Mm-hmm.
So he got that one. So he's good to go for 10 years or something like that.
My husband got the one that's permanent on the Navy's dime. So
it must be nice on the Navy dime.
Yeah. When he got done with training, they did all the medical stuff that to get them ready, and they don't like the idea of people having glasses. So they went and they gave him eye surgery so he wouldn't have glasses. They didn't want none of their guys having glasses.
So he got water-made contacts.
No, he's not a pilot.
Did he work with the aviation group? Because I know the aviation group is big on no glasses.
No, he was port security.
What the heck?
and he was a diesel mechanic.
Okay. I don't know why they would not need glasses, but it must have been like a commander's decision at that point. So yeah,
It might be because they're on small security boats and the water would be splashing on your face a lot, so you wouldn't be able to see.
Contacts. Yep.
I know that like sometimes you can get some of those cosmetic surgeries in the military because of commander decisions. Like, oh, I don't want anybody with I don't know, crooked teeth or something. And he can literally make it a requirement, and then the military has to give everybody braces.
God, jeez.
So it happens.
Yeah, so like they did all his dental and they did his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
straight out of training. They just gave him the full hookup. They're like, all right, now you're ready to go do work.
Must be nice. Dang, I joined the wrong service. The only thing they did for me, though, shout out to the military. What they did do for me, though, was they did do my wisdom teeth.
Okay.
Because it got so bad and so painful that I couldn't eat the MREs.
Oh, damn.
So, I was basically surviving off water on these long exercises. And the commander was like, nope, go here. I'll sign this. Get out of here. Come back in a week. It was funny. But yeah, shout out to them. They did the wisdom teeth. Let's move it along. Okay. Let's see. So I have to use the phone and TV just with sunglasses. Everything is bright and blurry. I really want to know what you did. Yeah, and shout out to Your Wicked Hot. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. And shout out to Your Wicked Hot who shared this out on social media. Which reminds me, guys, be sure to hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed the show. It really helps us get discovered, especially in the gaming section of YouTube, to get recommended. We really appreciate you guys doing that. And if you haven't done so, be awesome like Your Wicked Hot and share it out on your social media platforms. Again, every bit of support is appreciated. Thank you so much. Let's see. RWK88 joins us. Shout out to RWK88. You are the real MVP. Let's see. And I think, doggy dog. I would never do laser surgery. Good way to get dry eye disease. I didn't know that was a thing. Leave stuff the way it is. But I also know my brother Doggy's eyes are really sensitive, like super sensitive. So, yeah, not me. Bring it on. No, I've seen it. It's scary. Have you seen it? How they hold your eye open and
I don't want to think about it.
no,
That's why I'm not getting it done.
It's like a horror video. Like when you're watching it, it's like a horror video.
Like, well, you're gonna have to knock me out because I can't sit there and watch little needles come at my eyes for like hours. I can't do it. Like that would no.
Yeah. I hear that it's done in like 10, like both eyes are done in like 10 minutes. So it's not like
I can handle needles. Like I'm not scared of needles, but to have to watch them go in your eye, no, that's traumatic. Okay, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, they'd have. I don't know if you can be knocked out because they're going to tell you to stare at a light so that you don't move while they're cutting and stuff.
Well, if I'm sleeping, I'm not moving.
But I think when you're sleeping, your eyes roll back, don't they?
I don't know. I think that's only if you go in like full REM.
Oh my. Anyways, let's move back to the games. Terry, what have you been playing this week?
Think. There's this game that I kind of like a little bit. It's called Starfield.
Yes,
I've been playing it. I'm still playing Starfield. Yeah, I've been kind of bored with it because pretty much like all my faction stuff's done, so I have like really nothing to do outside of just explore and try to find things to do, and I'm not real big on going to see the planets that pretty much just have the same stuff. So I think I've gotten to that point where I might stop. I still haven't finished the main story though, so I need to finish the main story, but the exploration in that game doesn't interest me.
Oh man. You definitely need to finish the game though before you give up on it, Terry. Just finish. Yeah,
I'm gonna finish the campaign because that's the only thing that I don't have done. But like I got pretty much everything that I want to do done, and I did not build a single outpost, and I'm happy because screw that.
Oh, I am not building a single outpost. Screw that.
Screw that.
Yeah.
I don't care if there's an achievement attached to it. They can keep it.
Shout out to Web Dave. He says, they put me under anesthesia for eye surgery. It's pretty quick and painless. About 3 days with an eye patch to recover. There you go. There you go. All right. Pretty quick and painless. Terry,
and
you're out.
You can't drive for 3 days.
Just be the passenger princess, Terry.
I mean, I'm sure lots of people still drive, but you're not supposed to drive with an eye patch.
Right. Shaddai, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Lies of P. I love the game, but there's certain things and certain areas that got me aggravated because I have to like tiptoe these little planks because I'm going to a clockwork or whatever it is. And every single time that an enemy tossed me with it was like a big blob of poison or whatever it is. And every time that I fell, I was like, eh! I'm like, come on now. So every single time so I gotta go all the way back, do it again. If I fall, I gotta go back again. That got me aggravated, but I finally got the chance to beat it. And but I like it. I really do like it.
I didn't know you were a Souls guy, Shaddai.
Of course, but not Sekiro, level. that one is, that one is fine. That one is fine compared to Sekiro.
Mhm.
But then again, I'll be playing Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Oh, okay.
I
you got
have
the-
like almost 5 hours, 6 hours from that game.
Okay, so the first 5 or 6 hours, got it. Well, we'll talk about that here in a while.
Yeah.
I myself have been playing Starfield. Not a lot of Starfield this week. I got so busy. Like when I sit back and think about it, I maybe played 4 hours this week of Starfield, and then on Friday, Gotham Knights came to Game Pass. So my friends and I all got together and we did the assault mode on it, having a good time. We got to floor 4 before the night was over, and we're gonna keep continuing that probably tonight. I hope so, because that's the one thing I haven't done on Gotham Knights is the assault mode, and I really want to do it. So yeah, that's what we've been playing. But enough of what we've been playing. It's time to get to the news, and let's see. Oh, I lost it because Shaddai didn't click on the link.
That damn link.
So
I had to dig it up.
So first, guys, so there's a game that was critically panned out there that released 5 months ago.
Are you sure?
5 months ago. Right? 5 months ago, and that is Redfall, guys.
That game actually exists?
Yeah. Redfall got the 60 FPS patch along with other notes here. Let's see, Redfall 60 FPS. But the main portion is the 60 FPS patch, right? And so that's what everybody has been looking for. But it took them 5 months post-release to get this patch out there. Terry, is it too little, too late?
I think so. I think so. As someone who actually enjoyed Redfall for the shape it was in, I finished it, and I'm not going back. Like I finished it. I completed the whole game, so like I have no reason to play it again just for 60 frames. So yeah, it's too little, too late for someone like me who's already completed the game.
Okay, well there you go. Too little, too late for someone who and what would you give it? Like, would you give it a yeah, meh, or nah?
For the game?
Yeah, for the game.
I'm gonna give it a yeah. Like I thought the game was actually fun to play with friends. I could see it being pretty boring by yourself, and I mean, yeah, it did have its issues with the AI is pretty stupid, and it did have some bugginess that they need to fix. But to me, the game has to be enjoyable, and you have to have fun playing it, and it does that. So it's a yeah.
It's a yeah.
It's a yeah.
All right. So this is from the official Bethesda website here. Redfall game update 2 is here, right? So they added performance. Hold on, this is really small on the. There we go. Okay. So they added performance and stability, enabled performance mode on Xbox Series X and S. That's the 60 FPS mode. Some PC stuff, edge case memory crashes, address graphical corruptions with AMD GPUs. The anti-aliasing setting is now hidden in the video settings, while AMD FSR 2.1 upscaling is enabled. So they did add the FSR, thank God. as you know, that's one of the big advantages to having the AMD not Ryzen, but what do they call it? The something 2.0, the
Radeon.
graphics. No. It's whatever. It's FSR 2.0. But it's part of it's the family of chipsets. Why is the word escaping me right now? Somebody help me out. So let's see. They fixed the user interfaces. Silence weapon generate less noise and are less likely to alert nearby enemies. So they added some more stealth mechanics in there. Were you a stealth killer, Terry?
I
or no?
was sniping.
All right. Let's see. Functional improvements, improved readability, the readability of ammo purchasing. Added an off-screen indicator when Bribon is drowned. I don't know who Bribon is. Who's Bribon? Terry.
You don't know the person? That's the person that likes to bribe.
Yeah.
No.
The person that likes to bribe. Yeah. Let's see. And they clarified the achievement description for Rum Runner. They added some accessibility notes for those of you that this pertains to.
I think that character is the robot companion that the one character had a robot companion. I think that's the robot companion.
The one that looked like a dog.
Okay. They added aim assist and dead zone tuning. RK recommends for fast place multiplayer PS fans, check out medium high or linear input response presets. And for slower single player PS fans, check out the default low medium input. There you go. So you can customize. Players can now sneak up and take down unaware cultists and bellwether enemies with stocked weapons. Was that a problem before, Terry?
No.
No. All right. They added some environment and they added some multiplayer, some distinct markers, improved ping vision, and lights out achievement will now be awarded in multiplayer only if the Lost in the Fog mission is active. So there you go. But of course, that 60 FPS patch being the number one reason why Redfall is now doing what it's doing. So, Shadai, have you played Redfall? And is this something that you have been waiting for? Or what's going on? What's your thought?
Okay. Yes, I have played Redfall when it first released. At first, I was a little bit interested, but at the same time, I wasn't. I said it in the past, and I'm talking about when they really announced it, when, Cerebral Paul was here, shout out to him and the rest of them. I said it very clearly that I will not play it because it feels like Back for Blood. And when I first played it, I was dealing with a lot of bugs, and that kind of pretty much pulled me out from the game. And I decided not to, turn back because I was playing some other games. I forgot. I think it was not Diablo 4, but it was something else. Oh, right. Remnant 2. I was playing Remnant 2.
Okay. Oh man, Remnant 2.
Yeah. So once that
so
was released, I'm like, I don't care about Redfall, even though I see the patch. I do believe, like Cool Cat Terry said, a little too late, because look at the tsunami of games that we're getting this year. So do you really think you're going to have the time or create a time to go back to Redfall? That right now, especially when Starfield is already here, really? You want to go back to that? So for what you're saying, what am I going to give it? What am I going to give to this game? Meh. No. Meh.
All right.
No, thank you. And you already saw what was it that only rose like 2%,
right?
Because it was in the single digits. So then right now, too little, too late. And October is really, really packed with other games, which I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to Alan Wake 2. So no, this game should have been pushed back or whatever the case may be. That was management's fault, but no, I'm not going back to Redfall.
Okay. Well, there you go. So I have not played Redfall, but I know Dreadpool and Death Dealer play this. So I might jump into a game with them now that it's 60 FPS and they've addressed some of the AI issues and other stuff.
It's a fun game.
I want to play this with friends. I definitely do not want to play it by myself. I might add this to our Friday night gameplay that we do with my friends. I would definitely, and I have been waiting for the 60 FPS mode. I kind of thought it would only take 30 days, but it took 5 months. And that's the part that got to me was 5 months. I couldn't believe it. I had honestly forgotten about it. So the fact that they didn't give up on the game, great on them. It's good to see that Xbox is not giving up on their franchises. You know, maybe Redfall 2 is going to be much better. Mm-hmm. You know, just because the first iteration fails, you know, it's a big learning. The second one can definitely improve the storytelling elements, improve the AI, all these complaints that people have. Now you have feedback. I think Redfall 2 could possibly be a real thing and be addressed in a much better way. But yeah, this one, I definitely only want to play it with my friends and no other way. Just, it's the way I am. If it's a co-op game, I definitely want to play it co-op. Because to me, that's the way it's meant to be played. Right, Terry?
Yeah, and like I said, this game, I wouldn't play it solo. It would be too boring. Like this game, you want to have friends because sometimes it's just better to have someone who can focus on one thing while you work on another thing so that way you can get things done.
Yeah. Like, and I'm going to use this, you know, Crackdown 3 was okay by yourself. I mean, it was actually a little less than okay. It got pretty stale pretty quick. But when me and my cousin played it together, and just adding that other person chaos was so fun and chaotic. You know, Crackdown 3 is one of those games that you definitely should play with a friend. And again, so if the game is supposed to be played multiplayer, that's the way I want to play it. And shout out to Shirako. He has a YouTube channel where he uploads a ton of gameplay. This gameplay is his, and he is one of the many channels I go to for gameplay. So shout out to him. Let's check in with the iconic chat. Let's see. Let's see. Crazy Groot Dude comes in. He says, got late to the show. It's not elective. Corneal crosslink surgery to stop the progression of my cornea's weakening. I've never even heard of that. Now I have to Google. So it's not elective. Okay. And I had LASIK 10 years ago. Cost less than my PC. Dang. I mean, now, yeah.
Well, hopefully this new one wasn't related to that.
Yeah, maybe it's a side effect. I don't know. Let's see. Too many awesome games to play right now to fit some Redfall. Yeah, so he has the same problem Shaddai has.
Yep.
Why would I play this when there's other awesome games?
Will you put to the side Starfield just to play Redfall, Axel?
No.
There you go. Case closed.
Not for Redfall, no, but
exactly. Case closed.
No, I am putting Starfield aside. I'm not putting Starfield aside. I'm going to finish my first playthrough here this week. That is my goal. So side missions and side quests and side exploration is going to get turned off in my head. I'm going to go through I mean, I got 80 hours in Starfield, guys, already. And I'm just going to focus the main story. Something just happened in Starfield that made me so sad, but made my wife super happy. And I'm going to finish the campaign and go through and then start up Forza Motorsport because it looks incredible. I did not pay for the early access. I'm going to wait for the regular access, but we'll talk about that here in a while. Let's see. Jason Max jumps in. Thank you so much for joining us, Jason Max. You are the real MVP. He says, just remember, Xbox is number one. That's right. And they are also still number one because they did not abandon this franchise, whereas someone like EA probably would. Just saying. Doggy, Axel loves Back 4 Blood. No, I don't. You shut your mouth.
This plays, I will say, someone who is not a fan of Back 4 Blood, Redfall does not play anything like that.
Oh, thank God.
That is actually true.
You don't move forward. You have to deal with waves or anything like that. You literally can go where you want, when you want.
Good. Good. I hate Back 4 Blood. It's so weird because I liked Left 4 Dead when I was younger, but now I'm like, I hate it. I don't know how else to say it. I hate it. Let's see.
This is different.
Craig Simmons TV joins us. Thank you so much. Craig Simmons Gaming TV joins us. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you being here. Shout out to 108 Dragons TV. He is here. He says, what's good, my gaming community? What's going on, 108 Dragons TV? Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Shout out to Lemonitis. Yeah, in case you guys don't know, Lemon runs a show every Saturday. It's 5 o'clock my time, so that would be 6 p.m. Eastern, I believe, right? Yeah, I think so. So it's 5 o'clock my time. So yeah, let's see. Here we go. Lemon has a question. Where are the insiders that saying I couldn't drop support? And I like Back for Blood. Yeah, where are those guys? Obviously, they're just full of it. There's no such thing as when Xbox says something, they stick to it. They're not liars. Just throwing it out there. Everything the Xbox has said they will do, they will do. They said they were not going to give up on this game, and they surely didn't. So for me, that makes me feel good because if there's a game that's niche and you like it, like Redfall, it has its fans.
Yeah.
You know, it's really great to see that Xbox continues to support even those niche ones. My niche game that I like from Xbox is probably going to have to be Halo Wars 2.
Yeah, that
it's
game
very
you be
niche.
trying the hell out of it.
Yeah. And I can't get enough of it. I still play it to this day every now and again. It's perma installed on my computer, and on my Xbox, it's not going nowhere. So yeah, and I really like that Xbox hasn't dropped support. They dropped support for it after like 5 years. They put it out there like this will be the final patch. It's just a stabilizing patch, and nothing else is going to be added. No balance changes from here on out. But they did do an update to it for security, so that's nice. So yeah, shout out to Xbox for those of us that like niche products that they put out. Yeah, that's an important. That's a good question. Do you like anything niche from Xbox, Terry?
I did like what was it? Was it called Gears Wars? I don't know if it was called that. It was the Gears of War XCOM game that they did.
Oh, Gears Tactics.
Gears Tactics. Yeah, I liked Gears Tactics. I thought that one was really fun. I still haven't finished it because I keep getting distracted with other games. But that was one that I thought was very well done.
Yes, it was. I love Gears Tactics. Once I figured out how to get the extra loot, it's all I go for, and they're like the hardest missions, and I'm like, ugh. And I keep getting stuck on it, but I refuse to give up. Yeah. So Gears Tactics, fun game. Shaddai, I know you're probably a Pentiment guy. That might be your niche product.
And that's actually true. Small titles like that, like Pentiment, that is very story based. I mean, history based and all that. I'm all into it. That's why, like I said, I'm replaying Assassin's Creed Mirage. I like stories like that that implement, history.
Nice. All right, great opening salvo here. But Terry, we had a poll on Redfall. Are people, now that it's 60 FPS, gonna go back to it?
All right, and 55% said yes, they are gonna go back because they want to kill some vampires. 20, and it is split between 22% between it being too little, too late, and they're just haven't decided yet.
Is it because it's October and they say yes?
Could be.
Once it's November, watch is gonna die down.
I did see an article though, real quick. I did see an article recently today that there's only 6 active players on Redfall on Steam. 6.
What?
Yeah.
Once we're done with this, I'm gonna make the 7th.
I can't speak for how many are playing it on Xbox, but yeah, 6 people are still playing it on Steam. Wow.
That's great. But before we get off the Redfall, so 60%, 55% of the fans are going back to Redfall. You know who else has something to report on Redfall? Let's go to our field reporter, Dreadpool. Let's see what his report has to say.
All right, Redfall. It is awesome. Guess what? I found a vampire's crypt. Check out the dead body that's left over. I don't know if I'm safe here, but I'll tell you what, 60 frames a second.
Oh my God, he got attacked. All right, hopefully Redpool can survive the Redfall. Oh, he might be vampire Dreadpool here in the future. I love that he got attacked at the end.
No, he never got the chance to finish it to say 60 frames because he got attacked right on the last minute.
Oh my, he shout out to Dreadpool doing all the dangerous work out there in the field for us. And it looks like he's okay because he's in the chat. Shout out to Dreadful. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. And of course, thank you so much for the field reports. Let's see. What are Dragon TV says? Name one game that comes out perfect today. And let's not forget, Redfall was a casual success. The hardcore had all the complaints, not the casuals. Fake FPS counter frauds. Same peeps love Starfield. Okay. So I am a 60 FPS guy. I've always said, and this has been here, right? That this is a new generation, and I am tired of not 60 FPS games. I really do think that first party, especially Xbox first party, needs to do 60 FPS.
I agree.
If third party doesn't do 60 FPS, that's to me that's more acceptable because they have to work on multiple machines, right?
Yep.
But if Xbox doesn't do 60 FPS, it kind of, you have to set the tone. I've always said it, set the tone. Now, Starfield, I was bummed that it's not 60 FPS, but it wasn't going to stop me from enjoying the game. It's just one of those things where, like, I prefer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it sends the wrong message to not do 60 FPS. The FPS comes out. So, yeah, I would qualify, I guess, as the SPS 60 FPS guy. But, yeah, I'm also the same person that loves Starfield. But I have still stuck to my 60 FPS guns. I still think they need to do it.
You know who did that? I think not too long ago. A Plextel Requiem. They did that when they bumped it up to 60 frames.
Say that again? Which Requiem?
Yeah, when it was released, it was 30 frames per second. I think they, as months passed,
What game was
for
it?
60. A Plague's Tale.
Oh, a Plague's Tale.
Yeah, Plague's Tale.
Okay. Yeah.
Requiem.
I still haven't played that game. Oh man.
Yeah, when they patched it, they raised it to 60 frames. So, yeah.
All right. And Dreadpool's niche game is Dead Island 2. He loves that game. Him and his family love it. I do know that. So that's his niche game. Let's see. Thunder Ray is like old school Punch Out. Oh, okay. I have to check it out. And Crazy Simmons TV says that Devil May Cry 5 is his niche game, so that's great. Everybody has a little niche game that they love playing over the years and just can't put down. And for me, that game is Halo Wars. So, yeah. Let's move the show right along, guys. So, in case you haven't been living under a rock, there was a game launch this week called Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now, Assassin's Creed Mirage is supposed to take you back to a simpler time, Terry. Back to the roots of.
I wouldn't say it's a simpler time.
Back to the roots of Assassin's Creed, where one hit is all it takes. No XP, no RPG mechanics. Just you and your stealth. And more linear based, from what I understand, is as well. Now, I know you haven't played this, Terry, but I know you've read up on it. What do you think so far of what you read?
I think this game's going to be fantastic. I am definitely looking forward to it. I can finally start playing it today as soon as the show ends. No rush on ending the show.
Remember, it's a Ubisoft game.
But as soon as this show is over, I'm going to be finally playing this game, and I'm looking forward to it. And, I never really cared so much if it was linear or if it was open world. The only thing I cared about is when the open world stuff just had, like, nothing going on. You just kind of ran through it just to fill it in on your map. that was pointless. But I really love the Assassin's Creed games, excluding the first two. I hated those, but everything else is great. I'm looking forward to it, and they've got amazing details in this game. Even when they started showcasing the game, like there's so many great details. They actually got real voice actors that can speak Arabic and things like that, which is important. Because like one of my friends, he's a Saudi, and when he saw them showing the game, and they were speaking in Arabic, and they actually had everything was right, and the accent when everything was correct, he was thrilled because he said that it never happens. Whenever you hear Arabic in a video game, it's always someone who's not a native speaker speaking it, and they always mispronounce stuff. So when he heard real Arabic in the game, it blew his mind. So for them to take the time to do that. I mean, it might not mean much to someone like us who doesn't understand Arabic anyway. We wouldn't tell the difference. But when you do speak that language and it's wrong, like in every consistent game, I can see that being a big deal. So that's pretty awesome that they did that. And it's just, you know, Assassin's Creed is Ubisoft's baby. So this is one that they're going to, take more care with how they present Assassin's Creed. At least their main release, maybe not so much the offshoot ones that they're just kind of churning out. Their main games are always really well done. I'm looking forward to it. I think they said that this game was supposed to be, I think, within the 20-hour range for playing through the
I saw 15.
like 15 to 20. I guess it depends on how you play. If you're distracted, it might take you 20 hours or so. But I think that's good. I mean, that's enough to get a lot of fun out of it, and you don't have to worry about being like the other ones where you're putting like 200 hours in. Like I had to in the other ones, and I got so burnt out after. So this is going to be great. This is going to be great. I'm excited. I want to play it. So it's coming today. I can finally play it.
Yay!
Today.
Today's the day. Sunday is Assassin Day. And shout out to gameplay. This game comes from MK Ice and Fire. So again, one of the many channels that I use for the gameplay that you see here on the show. So shout out to him for uploading this, and hopefully he doesn't mind me using it. All right, Shaddai, you've actually played this game. Does it go back to a simpler time?
Yes, it does. At the same time, it made me feel like I'm playing Origins because, for some reason.
Origins?
But yeah, Origins.
Bash on my Origins, man.
Yeah. No,
probably because that was in Egypt, and so like the landscape is similar.
Yeah, it's pretty much similar.
Yeah, this one is
lots of
Baghdad,
sand.
Right?
But
You see sand. It's a lot of sand.
The only thing that I can say is that usually when I play Assassin's Creed and they let you pretty much be outside and start exploring, I like to look my surroundings, just to see how it looks in on the horizon. So when I did that with Baghdad, I could tell that the scale is smaller compared to the one that I actually did 100%, which is Origins.
Yes.
And I'm like, I could tell the scale is a little bit smaller, but a lot to explore.
But it's still good though. Like, even
No,
though the
it's still
scale
good.
is smaller, is it more focus, more action?
No, it's more stealth-based, similar to the
for
first Assassin's Creed. I feel like the controller, the gameplay have changed compared to the first one, which I have played. Sometimes I'm thinking like, I think the mechanics for the first one in the 360 era, I think running was left bumper, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But this one is more like Call of Duty style. You got to press the left analog stick for you to run and press A to climb. So that one changed. And the attacks is pretty much right bumper. Your normal attack is one click on the right bumper. But if you press and hold the right bumper, it becomes a heavy attack. So I don't know. So I'm trying to do some type of combination on light and hard and heavy attacks. So sometimes I get confused because of that. Yeah, because it's on the same button.
Oh, but that is confusing.
Yeah, it is confusing on that one. But other than that, it's the same as Assassin's Creed. Your stealth, your exploration, everything is the same. Everything is the same.
I know you've only played like 6 hours, but that's enough to where you have gotten a general idea of mechanics. So Crazy Greek Dude made a comment about how if I didn't like the first ones, I'm not gonna like Mirage. And I wanted to say the reasons why I didn't like 1 and 2. First, I didn't like Desmond's character. He was just not interesting to me at all. So that was a big thing for me. And another thing is it was slower paced. They did a lot more breaking up from the historical gameplay, and they did a lot more real time Edimus crap, which bored me to tears. And the other thing is, in the first ones, if you so much as sneezed on an NPC, you would have to start over because you couldn't attack anybody other than whoever the target was. Like, it was very, very restrictive for gameplay. Like, you couldn't just go and kill somebody by accident. Whereas the later ones, you could go and kill a civilian and then guards would chase you. You kill a civilian in the first ones, it just reloads you. So that's why I don't like the first ones. They're restrictive and they were boring. Okay. This looks like it's fast paced and that they, learned a lot from how the game has developed, and they just made it linear like the first ones, which I don't have a problem with being linear. Connor, I think, was one of the best characters they followed on the early ones, and that game was 100% linear. Mm-hmm. So, and I loved it. So no, Desmond just sucked. I'm sorry.
No, but this character over here, the main character, is very, very interesting, which there's some things that brought me, like I say, it brought me to Origin. There are certain things that they said down, actually reminds me of Origins. But other than that, the visuals is really, really nice. I saw minor things. I remember that I had to do eavesdrop. I have to listen to one of the guards, and I was trying to zoom in so I could throw my knife, and I saw a screen tear, but it was very minimum. It was very minimal. I'm like, so okay, when I don't press the left trigger, you don't see it, but once I press the left trigger, that's when I actually saw it, but because it was flickering. So I'm like, okay, something minor, but it brings you back to the old Assassin's Creed. The only thing that changed is that it is called investigations, and it's a section that you have to look for clues, and then you have to find the specific person either to talk or to annihilate. So it's called investigation.
Oh, okay. So you get those targeted assassinations again.
Right. Because I know I was reading, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And surely enough, it will tell you it's like 3 spheres, but the main one in the big sphere is in the middle. And it will tell you have to actually do this first, because it give you a list, a checklist. You got to do this before you reveal this one. So it's called investigation. So it's really, really good.
Okay.
A lot, and they'll tell you find this for story base, like history lessons in the main menu, and that you really have to look for them. I like it.
That's good. All right. So far, Shaddai likes it.
Yes.
So recommend.
I don't know if I recommend. I just say must play.
Must play. That's a recommendation.
Can I use my synonyms?
I don't recommend it, but you have to play it.
That's right.
Can I use my synonyms? Hello, Jonathan.
The chat real quick. Let's see.
More on there, man.
I think I'm back. Am I?
Yeah. Yes. The contradictions are back, everybody. Shaddai is back.
Yes.
Let's check in with the chat real quick. Crazy Greek Dude says it means a lot because they got Greek right in Odyssey and they care about that stuff. Yeah. They're using Ubisoft really does care about historical accuracy. The fact that they laser scan Notre Dame and they're using those laser scans to rebuild it is amazing. So they really do care.
It's really legit.
There's no how is it Terry puts it? This is their baby.
Yes, this is their baby.
That's right. This is their
baby. What is it called? Splinter Cell.
No, that baby grew up and died. Okay, no, this is their baby.
Blasphemy!
Blasphemy! That baby passed away a long time ago.
Blasphemy! God, jeez.
And shout out to the Graphic God. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. And Graphic God says that he loved Assassin's Creed 2. That's right. One of the top 10 Assassin's Creeds.
That's what he meant. I thought he was talking about air conditioning.
Oh no!
What?
Wow. And shout out to Mr. Joanna Dark for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Joanna Dark. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you being here. Let's see. Must play means I recommend. Eternal Shaddai, you've been hanging out with ASCAB too much.
Yeah. No, I do not.
So there you go. Get with it. Get with it, Shaddai. So I haven't played an Assassin's. I started Origins. First off, I started Origins.
Oh, that's such a good one
That's a
too.
great
And
game. Great.
I was impressed with the graphics on it.
Yes, me too. Mhm.
And I was like, okay, is this what Ubisoft graphics are? Because I never really paid them any attention. I didn't think they were that good. Maybe they just don't
Hater.
look that good in trailers.
Biased hater. That's what
Let me-
that
let
And
me
so
ask
then
you
I loaded up
is
Far
that a
Cry
Snowdrop
5, I think it
engine?
was.
Snowdrop is great.
Oh,
And
that's
so I
Snowdrop,
loaded
right?
up Far Cry
Yeah.
5,
Ooh.
and I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. And I'm like, have I been sleeping on Ubisoft?
Yes, you've been
Because
sleeping,
I haven't
man.
played a Ubisoft game in so long.
Ugh.
They're not
'Cause-
soft anymore.
Because you guys know my Assassin's Creed theft stories. Every time Assassin's Creed is on my Xbox gets stolen. Right? So
Play the PC version then.
yeah. Don't lose the $500 Xbox, lose the $3,000 PC. Yeah. So I just kind of put it aside and didn't think about it because I never got the chance to play it anyway. But now I'm like, I feel like I'm missing out, and I really need to go back and play these Assassin's Creeds and these Far Cries and these
Oh, the Far Cries are so fun. Make sure you do them cooperatively. Oh.
and these
I can't get
Um,
into them. I don't know why.
Tom Clancy's. I used to be a real big fan of Tom Clancy's. What is it? Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon.
Okay.
Oh my god, I loved Ghost Recon 1, 2, 3. I mean, I loved it, and I haven't played it in a long, long time. And I'm like, I need to get back to it. Rainbow Six
Yeah.
Vegas, and I'm like, I do feel that I've been sleeping on
Future,
Ubisoft.
Dude,
Future
there's-
Soldier
Their,
was
their
good.
games are so fun. Like that. Like I can understand. People. Rag on Ubisoft because their games have bugs and stuff. But like, whose
Mhm.
games don't have bugs?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just they're really good with authenticity.
Yeah.
And they have a fantastic customer support, which is, you can't say that with a lot of these major studios,
Right.
I've actually had developers come into like my streams and talk to me and work stuff out. Like nobody else has done that. Ubisoft does that. So like it's just they care. Their games are fun and they make sure to make that their games are fun because that's the whole point of gaming is
Yeah.
you want to have fun.
Yeah, Splinter Cell is fun.
It's
but where is it?
fun. It's
where is it?
fun.
But
you
where
know?
is it?
It's retired. You gotta live with it.
See, that's not fun. See, that's not fun.
I mean,
Yeah,
most people don't have fun when they retire.
Oh man.
Oh man, if I retired today, I would be so happy. Like just being honest, I would not miss working at all.
See, but you
But
get the advantage of retiring young. Most of the time when you retire, you're old and it's like, nothing left.
right?
Other than gardening and golf.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not going to be into gardening and golf. There will be no touching grass in my retirement. So no, I feel like I've been sleeping on these games, and I'm like, I got to get back into it, and I just have to sit down, finish some of these other games that I play, and get into my Ubisoft games because I do
Right.
have some, and I just gotta get into it. That's all.
They've always given like I have so many of their Assassin's Creed games because they were always giving them out for free all the time. I have a bunch of free
What
ones.
the heck?
On
I want a
PC.
free game.
They gave them out for free all the time, man. Like they were
They
always
don't give them out
free.
to me.
They were always free for people to claim on PC as well as on Xbox. Most of them were part of Xbox Gold.
Oh yeah, no, I claimed all the Xbox Gold. Trust me.
So, like,
If it was
I
a gold
own-
game, I claimed it. Whether I played
like-
it or not is a different story, but I claimed it.
So I own like every single one, and in,
Mm-hmm.
like all the offshoot ones that I still haven't played yet. Like China and all those. Like I got all those free because they gave them all out. So like nobody else does that. You know,
Mhm.
like, hey, we're gonna, spontaneously be like, you know what, all of these games are free. Like, nobody does that, but Ubisoft does that.
Yeah. No, I got to get into it. Like, I'm starting to get a lot of like not just Assassin's Creed FOMO, but like Ubisoft FOMO.
Yes, it's
You
rubbing
know,
off. It's rubbing off. There you
it
go.
is. It is. Mission accomplished, Terry. It only took you 2 years, 112 episodes.
Hey, as long as I succeeded.
That's right. What do I Dragon TV says I'm buying a boat when I retire. Shrimps and lobsters and grilling. Man, that's
I
a big boat
agree.
because
They always
lobster
see
fishing
him do that.
is
I see-
legit.
They always say the happiest moment for a man is when they buy the boat and the day that they sell that boat.
Buy
Being
the
a
boat
boat
and
owner
sell
ends
it.
up being a pain because it takes up so much space on your yard, or you got to pay the fees to have it stored. So, like, the happiest moment's the day you buy it and then the day you sell it. So beware.
That's so funny. It's so funny because like I reached that age where like retirement is like 20 years away, a little more than 20 years away, but I'm planning for it, right? And you think to yourself, man, 20 years is a long time. And I've lived long enough to know that 20 years is a really short period, right? So
If you're
I'm
busy,
already
that
planning
time
on
will
my
go fast.
retirement. And I literally told my boss, we were in negotiations for the salary, right? And I told my boss, like, I am thinking about my retirement. The company doesn't offer this and this and this, and other companies do. So because you don't offer that, you got to give me the incentive to do it myself, right?
Mhm.
If I'm going to be here. And that was a serious conversation I had with him. And, of course, shout out to my boss who does appreciate my hard work and and agreed to my rate. But that rate is specifically so that I can retire. Could I have gone with less money? Yeah, if I had better benefits, but seeing as I have to make my own retirement, I negotiated it into my rate. So yeah, and my retirement plan is to move to probably Bali. Bali has a mountainous region called Munduk, where it's nice and cool, and just live on the mountain in Bali Island and go to the beach whenever I feel like it, and just live out the warm weather life. That's literally my retirement plan. Will I have internet to play Xbox Live? Probably not, if I'm being honest. But hopefully, I do plan on taking all my indoor hobbies with me. But I know that my wife, she is an outdoorsy person, and Bali will probably be her more towards favor her than me. But overall, that is my plan: is to move countries, just go where my dollar goes further, and live off of some of the passive income that I will hopefully acquire in those 20 years. That is my plan. Shaddai, what is your retirement plan? Do you have one? I know you're young, but
I'm only 40.
well, I'm only 41 too,
Right now,
like I'm already retiring.
Right now, I do have a retirement plan, but where to go? I'll be honest. I wanted it to go to Washington State,
Oh,
close
that's
to
nice.
the Rocky Mountains, because like in Puerto Rico, I live in the mountains.
Hmm.
But common sense, I don't want to go back to my hometown. I'd rather be like more out there,
Yeah.
not into the city, but more into the mountain. And I could just be in the open field, not too far from the city, but not too far, not even too far to the wilderness.
Yeah.
You just want to enjoy, especially when it rains and you see the fog in between the mountains and all that. I love those. I love those sightseeing and just see my kids running around. Well, they're not going to be running around because they're going to be like almost in the 20s.
They will be running around. They'll be chasing their kids.
That's right. Chasing their kids.
I don't want to think about, grandkids, but I don't want to think about that.
It's so funny because like I know friends who started having kids young and they're already grandparents at my age. And I'm like, that's just crazy.
Hey, that's called having adventure games. That's a good genre. But but other than
No.
that, I always love being in the mountains. Always love those.
Not saying that my little brother. So my little brother is 6 years younger than me, 5, 6 years younger than me, depending on the time of the year. And his kids are old enough to give him kids now, and I'm just like, wow, crazy. You're gonna be a grandpa by the time you're my age, you know. Let's check in with the chat here. And shout out to One Eight Dragons TV for bringing up that topic here. Let's see. Doggy Dog 420 says they were games with gold, Axel. Hey, like I said, if they were on there, I claimed them. I just got to go back. And shout out to Jacob Novik. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, Forza isn't even out yet worldwide, and I almost have 50% of the achievements. 25 out of 57. Dang. Jacob Novik is going to need to give us his thoughts on Forza here soon. Let's see. RWK88 says you can probably get Starlink. Probably. But you know, that's many, many years from now, 20 years from now. Jacob Novik. Shout out to Jacob Novik. The mind of the youth. My retirement plan is not decided yet. I'm 23 years old, so too young. Yes, too young. You know, never too early to start, but yeah, definitely still have lots of time. Bali, Indonesia. Sheesh. Yeah. Have you never been to Bali? It's beautiful. beautiful.
I've been
you
in
know,
Bali.
I mean,
Bali
I've seen the city. It's a little too congested for my liking.
I've been in Bali.
So
Bali
Bali
Fitness
is an actual island. It's not a city. It's an island.
Mm.
And there's a little the city
Yeah.
you're thinking about is called Seminyak.
You're
It's the
gonna
main
get
city?
island fever. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get tired of being in such a cramped location.
No way. You just you
Mhm.
got to be there. It's much more spacious than you think. Sorry, Shadai, you were saying
Oh no, the only Bali that I've been is Bali Fitness.
Bali. All right.
I know
Let's
a
check
lot of
in with our field reporter Dreadpool, who has some thoughts on Assassin's Creed Mirage. Dreadpool.
Reporting to you live somewhere from Abu Dhabi. I have no idea if I'm in the right place or if I said the right thing, but Mirage, it is real.
Oh.
Run.
Run. There you go. Shout out to Dreadpool for his
it's
field
called
report.
blending.
Looks like he survived the vampire
No
attack,
more-
but he might not survive the assassination.
No more-
We'll see.
My understanding is Mirage actually takes place in Baghdad.
Yeah.
Not Abu Dhabi. Maybe he's safe because he's in the wrong city. Let's see. Terry, we had a
Yeah.
poll. How does the chat feel about going back to basics?
All right, are you going to play Assassin's Creed Mirage? 42% said yes, back to basics, but 42% also are still undecided. And then 14% no, you want an open world experience.
There you go. Some people, that open world that started with Origins and went on with Odyssey, and what's the newest one? The one before that, after that,
After
the
that
Viking
is
one,
Valhalla.
Valhalla. Yeah. So some people might like that one.
Oh, those
Hey,
games
but
are
you
so
know
fun.
what? We're talking about those, but what happens with the other ones? Assassin's Creed, India, China, and Russia, the smaller scales.
I know that China's coming. Which isn't it being called Red or something like that? Codename Red, and it's supposed to be mobile only.
Yeah,
No,
they have. They're
they have it
working
like in the
on. I think they're working on like 5 Assassin's Creed titles right now, and a bunch of them
Oh.
are mobile.
Jade, yeah, the one that's codenamed Jade. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, Jade. That's right.
Yeah,
That
Jade.
one's the one. So yeah, there you go, guys. So that is all of the Assassin's Creed. Let's see. Let's check it in. My beautiful wife, shout out to her. She's the MVP of my life. She says Bali is an island province. Capital is Denpasar. Not only beaches, but you also choose mountain or Padilla Field, where they grow the rice. Bali has everything, absolutely, and it's a much bigger island than you think it is. It takes hours to fly across it.
I mean, I know people get island fever on Hawaii. They find Hawaii to be too small. I know that a lot of Navy men, they actually retire in the Philippines because you can live off of $5,000 American dollars an entire year and live in a mansion and have actual house staff in the Philippines. So that's what they
Wow.
do. $5,000 a year is all it takes to live like a king.
That's true.
All right, so just to kind of put it in perspective here, I'm just going to use this real quick. So this is Indonesia, size in comparison to the United States. It's
I
not
feel like
small.
I feel like I'm
And
watching a
Bali
Weather Channel.
is right. I believe this is it right here. It is. It covers Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, whatever this state is. What is this? Indiana and parts of Minnesota. I mean, it is much bigger than you think it is, guys. So yeah, it is a big, big, big place. I believe that's Bali. Because I know this. Well, sorry, hold on. Because I know for a fact this is West Java, and you have to fly across it to get to Bali. I believe. Hold on a second. Let me ask my wife to come in here and give me a quick geography lesson. Terry, take it over. Take it over for a minute.
Okay. I don't know how I'm taking this over, but okay. So I don't know. It's just what are we talking about?
Talking about Bali.
But I don't know anything about Bali to talk about Bali.
Yeah, I know. I think this
The-
is more like of a retirement thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess.
See, I don't. Okay.
I couldn't see myself leaving the country because I mean, to me, that means is he gonna do like a dual citizenship thing? Like, that would be rough because the worst thing you could do is get rid of an American citizenship. You know, so you would probably want to do a dual, but then that would suck having to still have to pay taxes in America and you don't even live there. So I don't know. Like living out the country would be something that would be like I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So I was wrong. Bali. This is not Bali. This is a different one. Bali is this small dot right here, about the size of Dallas Fort Worth.
Jeez.
You guys can't see my mouse. So okay. So
your island is the size of a city.
Is. So you see what that Texas is? The TX for Texas.
Mm-hmm.
To the upper right of the X, that small triangle-looking island, that's Bali.
Yeah, itsy bitsy. Hawaii is bigger than that, and people get island fever on Hawaii.
I know. So. I am such a homebody.
So you're talking about that little dot underneath Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Talk about that smudge, that little smudge. That's pretty good.
But Indonesia is big, so I'm not gonna get it. And of course, it's not like I'm gonna retire and seclude myself to Bali. I'm gonna go many places in Bali and many other places in Indonesia. I'm just gonna be centered in Bali, just like I live in the city I live in, but I'm not secluded to it. I can literally travel across anywhere in the United States.
Full time, you're gonna go full time wearing sandals and all in the
hell yeah, yeah.
Full time sandals.
Don't you hate pants? I hate pants so much. I cannot wait to never wear pants ever again.
But don't they? I don't know what they wear, so I can't really speak. But don't they wear like more of like longer stuff?
No,
like robes,
I mean
not robes, not robes, but like they wear like longer stuff.
They wear a lot of button-up, open shirts, so like very much Hawaii style.
Okay.
Right. So they wear a lot of. It's called. Oh God, it has a name. It has a name, whatever that clothes is called. Anyways, it has a name. And it's very traditional clothes for them. And yeah, but I mean, the ladies, it is an Islamic country, and the ladies do wear the traditional Islamic clothes, but the men don't. The men will wear the basically pants and a button-up shirt. It's not a desert. It's a tropical paradise. So
okay, so is that a lifestyle that your wife would have to do, or is that only for people who are native there? Like, are they okay?
You don't have to do it at all. Like Bali, it's an Islamic country, but they are so Islam. So it's kind of Islamic is the main religion. Mm-hmm. I would say 60 to 70% of it, and then like let's just pretend it's 60% Islamic. 30% is Christian, and the rest of the 10% is like Hindu and Taoist and Buddhist and all this stuff. And they are a very tolerant country on their laws are fairly tolerant towards other religions.
That's good.
Fairly. So yeah.
But you know what's the bad part about islands like that? And I'm talking from experience.
What's that?
Typhoons.
Typhoons. There's no typhoons. Well, yeah, I guess there are typhoons.
Yeah, don't give me that because I see that all the time.
Yeah.
If Puerto Rico have those, they in the Pacific they have a lot of typhoons. They're bigger than those.
That's right. Let's see. Dreadful says house staff. They're called maids. Okay. And I cannot wait to have one. I cannot wait. Let's see. The Philippines also speaks English. Yes, the Philippines English is their second language there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Lots of them
Dreadful
join the
says
American
the world
Navy.
speaks English. Yeah, they do. Shout out to Black Cardi for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us, Black Cardi. You are the real MVP. Sorry you caught us in a geography lesson here. Dreadful saying Axel spreading YouTube misinformation on geography. Yeah, a little bit. Let's see. RWK88 says, Axel, you just better go south to Belize or something. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Go to the Amazons.
And Dreadful says, Lady Boys, Axel, fortunately, I will be an old, retired man already with my beautiful wife. I do not have to worry about the dating pool with the Lady Boys. So yeah, no, I am good to go on that front. Thank you so much. Don't have to worry about that. Terry, are you ready?
I was ready.
All right, let me go over here. And it is time for Terry's Indie Spotlight.
Yeah.
Everybody, I got another one for you, and this one is from a pretty renowned studio, High Res Studio. In fact, the makers of that little game called Smite. I bring to you Divine and Knockout. So let's check this out.
Oh, we could fly.
Eliminate your opponents.
Sword, check. My spear brings justice.
Let the purge commence. It is hammer time.
Hell hath no fury. Cunning will always beat brute strength.
I'm the one with the big. Yeah! Up and at them, chaps. No prisoners. Lightning, thunder, action! Prepare for obliteration.
Oh, behold my radiance!
I will go break heads with hammer. Yeah!
Defiantly I blaze on!
I got the brawn and the brains. Sword in the stove. Eye of the storm! Let me be blood. Oh, no, you don't. You are that champion. Defying knockout.
Divine Knockout.
All right, so there you
My
go.
happy word.
DKO by High Res. Now, this game is free to play, so there's, you just go ahead and try it. It's a platform fighter. Now, this game is actually quite simple to play because unlike other fighters, you have to, do combos and all kinds of stuff. There's no combos in this game. You just have like simple attacks that will charge up and you use them when you get them, and you just have mindless, chaotic fun with friends and just have at it. And you get to play as different heroes and gods from different religions and cultures. Things from, Hercules to King Arthur to Thor to Wukong. They have all of it. So, go have some fun, and you can customize each of those characters with different talents and blessings to fit your playstyle, as well as customize banners and skins and all that kind of jazz.
Oops. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry about that, Terry.
Okay.
I'm still getting used to this layout. Sorry. I hit the wrong button. Oops. I was like, what happened? Oh my God, I knocked her out. Is Jesus in there?
No, they kept that one out because,
It's not mythology yet.
For whatever reason, all religions are acceptable except for Jesus.
Well, okay. So do they have the Aztec? Any Aztec heroes in there?
I don't know if they have Aztec ones yet. They're still adding content. Like Wukong just got added recently, and they got some Asian, like other Asian ones in there as well. I'm not familiar with all the different characters from the different cultures, but they've been adding stuff. So that trailer was actually from the season 1. So a lot of the characters they have now weren't even on that trailer.
Dreadful. I believe I can fly. Shout out to Dreadful. That looks really cool. So the free to play model, like, does it give you the option to pick one hero, or can you pick multiple heroes? How's it go?
Yeah, you just kind of play through the different heroes, whichever one you want to pick. Just like if you think like Smash Bros. You just randomly pick whoever you want to
Are
play.
they all unlocked?
I don't know if they're all unlocked. I think some of them are like DLC.
DLC. All right. DLC. All right, guys. Thank you so much to Terry. Shout out to her for another fantastic indie spotlight. And that one actually looks like a lot of fun. I might try it because I loved a game called Power Stone back in the day. And it instantly reminded me of Power Stone.
For some reason, I say it looked like Happy Wars.
It's got a little bit like people get kind of get used to it because it's difficult because you can't just because you have to kind of be a little strategic when to use certain attacks because you have to wait for that attack to come back. So like people who like the butt mash, you can't do that. So you gotta be a little strategic when you use your attacks, but you can have a lot of fun with friends.
Awesome. All right, guys, but Terry, it's time to rev up your engine. Some of the early impressions for Forza Motorsport have come out, and they are, whoop, this is the wrong mode. Here we go. There we go. And they are fairly good, if I do say so myself. I've seen some of this stuff, and man, I am impressed. I cannot wait to play this game, but let's go to our own I am real life motorhead herself, Terry.
Okay,
Forza
so
Motorsport early impressions. Have you looked at any of them? Have you seen?
I haven't because I'm not a sim racer. But just by looking at this gameplay, I can tell that they've put a lot of detail into the realism of these cars. Like I'm watching, the gauges are moving. They look realistic. This looks like they did a really good job scanning the actual interior of this Hyundai. So everything looks pretty legitimate, which is well done. And I mean, that's one of the things when it comes to Forza is they always put a lot of good detail into their cars. Now, just kind of, it could just be the quality of the video, but one of the things Forza also struggles with is grass. And I mean, the grass is definitely improved from what I've seen in past games, but I can't really tell because he's going so fast, but it does look much improved because before, usually when you play Forza games, the grass always has like the different layers. It looks kind of really fake. So it definitely looks like they've actually made it look like actual grass. So that is fantastic. And there's no audio, so I can't go off of how well they did with the sounds to see if they, sound accurate. But, you hear the burbles?
Sounds awesome to me.
You can hear the whine of a turbo.
I like how every time there's a little bump, you hear the little screeching of the tire, grabbing, getting grip again. Yeah.
So so that sounds really good. So if you're into that kind of stuff, where you can pick out the different sounds, that's good. They did a really good job there. I mean,
and again, shout out to Gamer's Little Playground. This is his gameplay. Thank you so much for being here. Lost Boomer comes in. He says bores. He's not a sim racer.
I'm not a sim racer either, but I gotta applaud them on how well these are done. Like if I could get into sim racing, I know I would love it. It's just I'm just not a sim racer, but this looks very, very well done. And I know these games are fantastic if you play with an actual wheel setup. That's pretty much how these games are designed. You're supposed to play these with a wheel, not over the controller. So I mean, it looks really, really good. And the mirror, like the mirrors actually work. A lot of racing games, when you're sitting inside the when you're in the cabin view, the mirrors are always fogged over. These ones are legitimately working, and I want to see if I see him in his blind spot. I did not see him in his blind spot. So I don't know. It could have been the angle, but I want to know if it's that. See, there he is. Okay. So yeah, they actually work. You can see the drivers when they go through. They're not just showing like random background. So yeah, the mirrors actually work like that. People might not appreciate that, but that is something that if you're really into racing games, most of the time your mirrors do not work. So that is awesome. So that's very good.
That is good. So it's all ray traced, on track ray tracing at 60 FPS, not locked, variable. But Terry, if you play this game, are you going ray tracing on or going performance mode locked 60 ray tracing off?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm in a different situation because when I play with my Xbox, I have mine on an old I hooked up to my PC, and I haven't upgraded to 4K and all that stuff. I still have a 1080 gaming monitor, so like a lot. Yeah, so like a lot of all that fancy stuff, I don't use it because there's no point in me using it on I don't have 4K.
It won't show on your TV anyway.
Yeah, so like whatever. I picked the mode where it performs, so that way I know it's not going to be like laggy. That's pretty much all I care about. Does the game run? Am I going to worry about rubber banding? That's what I care about because I'm not going to be able to see a lot of that stuff. And it's a cloudy day on this gameplay, so I can't. Do you have gameplay of there being like sunshine? I want to see how they did the sun glare.
I have gameplay. Does he have gameplay?
I want to see how they did the sun glare.
He has rain here.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. There's ads.
This is the better game right here. So hey.
Let me turn this off until the ads are done. Oh my gosh! Now it's giving me ads for a Cliff Bar, which I don't eat. I think it's because I said the word grass into the microphone. Let's see. There's rain gameplay, and here we go. Somewhat sunnier gameplay. All right, here we go. How's this look?
I want to see. I need where the sun comes right in front of him because that's.
I don't think so. This looks like it's like full daylight. Like
there
sun on top.
There should be a moment depending on the angle of the track where there's clouds though too. So
yeah, there's clouds. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll watch this for a while.
I want to see how they do the glare because some racing games they do it so well to where you actually feel like you need to wear sunglasses and it's very realistic. Like like when I play the Crew, that happens to me a lot playing the Crew. Where like when you're going to the sun, you're like, oh, it's so real.
Yeah, I think you need sunglasses, or maybe you're thinking regular glasses because that 1080p blur is happening.
No, that's legitimately like it's when I'm going into the sun. Like they do a really good job with that sun glare, but this one's not showing it. So
no, maybe if they ran the track backwards. Hold on, here we go. He should be facing the sun here, according to the shadows. Nope. All right. So the shadows are to the left, so he needs to turn right a lot more than this.
Either the sun is behind the cloud, or
it looks like the sun is right above them.
So yeah, it could be. Or
maybe you need like a sunrise track. Let's see.
Or it's possible he could have turned that stuff off in the settings so that he can race competitively without having to, flinch with the light. But I mean,
I'm trying to find like a sunrise track. So sorry, you guys can see all this. I'm just trying to find, because sunrise was a thing in Forza Motorsport 7. I remember it. Okay, hold on. Here's a sunset, it looks like. Sorry, it's probably going to load another ad. Let me get this out of the way. It did not. Okay. So this is a sunset, but the sun's already gone too low. Yeah, let me see. Let me rewind. See if we can get. I don't know where the race starts. I'm just clicking around, guys.
That's fine. See, I would like to see the car stop on the grass so we can actually see the detail without it having that motion blur.
All right, here we go. Lots of sun. Here we go. To the right. Turn. Turn more.
Come on, I want to see if it looks right.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Back it up. It was right there for a moment.
Boom.
Yes. Oh, they did it. Okay, yeah. So they have the realistic, blinding sun. they did it.
You did it. All right.
Like if you're really big into having, if like the big thing about like motorsport is, they keep going on about realism. You got to have stuff like that because it just adds to that. You're gonna get that adrenaline rush because you can't see. It's gonna be it's like, oh man, it just adds to the immersion of like if you're in a real car. So it's important to have that stuff. I mean, I could see like some gamers not liking it because you can't see, but that's the point. That's the point.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Jason Max has a nice topic here. He says some players are saying Turn 10 has to fix the gamma because the sunshine is off. As in, it's too bright. I'm unsure because gamma can go either way, being too bright or not enough white. So when they say fix, they got to be more specific. What do you want them to fix? In my opinion. So yeah. So Terry, are you even gonna get this? Is on Game Pass. You're a Game Pass member. I know you're not a sim racer person. Are you gonna at least load it up?
Probably not, to be honest, because I'm just not a motorsport fan. Like the closest I get to sim racing is I play F1, because that one I can tweak it enough to where it doesn't that I can get just enough of a little bit of an arcade feel to where I can enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
While it's still it's still a full-fledged sim racer, but I can tweak it just enough to where I can make it enjoyable for my style.
Okay.
If I could do that with this one, then perhaps I would give it a try. It's just when I think of motorsport, I think full on simulation, and that's just not for me.
Right. I cannot. There's a YouTube channel I follow called HD Test TV, where he actually measures peak brightnesses and stuff, and I cannot wait for him to measure that sun glare to see if it's the proper brightness. So yeah, we'll see. Because if they did the HDR right, that peak brightness will be a lot. So yeah, let's see. Crazy Greek Dude has a good point here. I hate the sun glare because it only affects me and it doesn't affect the NPCs. Yeah, true story.
I mean, it's for if you're playing competitively, you're playing against other people, not NPCs. Get out of the campaign and play with people.
If you really want to know if you're good or not,
if you want real racing
trust me, you'll find out you're not that great.
Yeah, if you want the real racing experience, you got to get away from the NPCs.
Yeah, I have yet to win a Forza Motorsport race online.
NPCs, they always have.
I think the highest I've ever finished online has been on a 24-person race was like 18. So I mean, that was not that great. Yeah. Shaddai, early access has started. Have you played it, or are you just looking at some of the opinions from early access?
I'm gonna do like what he's doing right now. Passing the cars. I'm passing this game.
Oh.
So I'm not a racer. This is one of the genres that I really hate. Yeah, I don't. It's just circle, pass, circle. Yeah, first place, move on. No, thank you. Then I'm pass.
Oh my
God. I leave it to Cool Cat Terry. She could have a side by side. Here's the sim and here's the reality when I'm changing oil. So, just for her to explain how real is Forza. So, but other than that, no,
well, he would have gotten a penalty for that pass.
That's
but
right.
if we're gonna go for real realism,
a penalty for that thought.
No. I'm watching the gameplay. Like if you're going for simulation racing, if you're going with all the rules of legitimate how it's done, there's illegal passing, and he did do an illegal pass.
Yeah, but you can
He's
see
about
the
to do
added
another
penalties
one.
here. It's like she has a full penalty of over a second right now, so they are penalizing them.
Okay, I was gonna say because that was an illegal pass. You can't pass over in the dirt like that.
No, and so I love Forza Motorsport. We've been over this. I like Forza Motorsport more than Forza Horizon. Forza Horizon is fun. Do not get me wrong. I love Forza Horizon. It's a great fake track, fake everything, cool cars kind of game. And it's amazing for what it is. But I love the competitive racing of Forza Motorsport. If you go full sim mode, turn all those assists off, and learn your ABS braking, learn all that other crap. And when you go full sim mode, it starts getting into damage, and you gotta pit and lose position and all this other stuff, especially when you play online. How much fuel do you want to start with? Do you start with a lot of fuel and be slower but stay on the track longer?
Another illegal pass.
Or do you wanna do this? Do you want to do that? It has a lot of strategic levels on it. As the temperature changes, do your track temperature changes? Where do you want your PSI to be? So forth and so on. You can start setting up. Okay, first change of tires, second change of tires, third change of tires.
Where's your gauges though? Because if you're going full sim, you should have gauges for like the temperature of your tires and like the wear and all that. Like, there's none.
Oh, so
I mean,
Forza
I feel
does it
like
a little different. and
You're
this guy
going
doesn't
way
have it
too
on.
detailed.
This guy doesn't have it on. Usually, it's a little car symbol here, and it shows you temperature, your spring levels, your dampening levels. It shows you like the status of your car. He doesn't have it on, so he's not in full sim mode. He must have a lot of assist on, which is there's nothing wrong with that. You can definitely play this game even online with full assist on. But I can tell you right now, you're not going to win anything. You're not going to get very good positioning with sim. You got to learn how to play this game with manual, shift. You got to learn how to play this game with all that stuff off to learn to be up there with the big boys. And I never have been able to get up there. It's very difficult. But for some reason, I enjoy the challenge. I love the fact that I can tune my car. I can do practice laps. I can set up the strategy. I want this and this and this during these laps. It's fun, and I love the way Forza Motorsport has turned out. Now, I watched the Forza Motorsport 8 launch trailer, and right after I watched the Forza Motorsport 8 launch trailer, I threw up the Forza Motorsport 7 launch trailer. And wow, talk about a graphical improvement. Jesus Christ, I didn't know it could get this good, guys. In my head, I'm like, when I played Forza Motorsport 7, I was like, man, I don't know how they're going to make Forza Motorsport 8 look better than this. But sure enough, the wizards over at Turn 10 did it. The cars look better. The racing itself, the replay racing looks better. That ray tracing is top notch. I didn't think ray tracing was the real deal until I saw it and really I saw this. I was like, wow. So this is what ray tracing should be in games. And so, Turn 10, as always, setting the graphical standard for it. A lot of people are saying that, Gran Turismo 7 is the better racer, blah, blah, blah. That seems to be the general consensus that Gran Turismo 7 that actually does do the track racing better. But graphically, nobody can deny what Turn 10 is doing here. So, yeah, there you go. I think this game is going to be phenomenal. I cannot wait to play it. And it's just going to be so much fun, in my opinion. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun playing this game, going through the story mode. What's it called? The Champions Cup or something like that. The people that I trust their reviews, I think are great. They say the progression system, the car PG aspect of it is a little too aggressive and they need to fix it, but I'll have to actually experience it myself and see what happens. So yeah, Doggy, you and me, buddy, let's race some races. So let's see. Crazy Greek Dude says Forza is a single player experience. It definitely can be. But if you want the competitive experience, you definitely got to go online. And you don't need to have the competitive experience. You can definitely just do nothing but NPC races the whole time. But if you're thinking that, it's as Shaddai says, you get first place, you get first place, you get first place. Turn up the difficulty, my man. Turn off that auto braking. Turn off that auto braking. Let's see. Shout out to Fastback. Thank you so much for joining us, Fastback. You are the real MVP. He says, Eternal Shaddai can't drive because he is in prison. There you go. Shaddai cannot drive because he is in prison. Let's see. And shout out to Jacob Novik, who has shaved and showered. Good for him. And Doggy Dog says, let's race, Axel. Let's race.
He can drive the mop bucket.
He can drive that mop bucket. That's right. Let's see how fast you are at mopping this floor, Shaddai.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's real funny. Yeah, I cannot wait. All the early impressions from the people that I trust on this game has been positive. and I cannot wait for it. And I just love the fact that it's just the physics are going to be top notch. I think, in the long run, Forza Motorsport, with the type of support that Turn 10 is known for, is going to blow GT out of the water over time. And let's not forget that GT hid their microtransactions for the sake of review scores. That, to me, this day, I think, should have disqualified it from getting what it got. You know, those deceptive practices that Team Blue is known for. Let's see. Good morning to Mr. Kima. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. General Spartan joins us. Shout out to you. He says Warhammer 40K Dark Tart is hard AF. Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's I haven't played it yet, but it's definitely on the list here. But let's go to our field reporter Dreadpool. What are his thoughts on Forza Motorsport?
Do the ladies love Forza Motorsport gamers? Of course they do. I mean, we just got into an accident.
There you go. So of course they do. They just got into an accident. Yes, and rivals. That's right. Forza Motorsport has rivals. If you want to see how good you are against your friends or other online community members, rivals is where it's at. I do like the rival system a lot. But those are all the thoughts I have for Forza Motorsport, guys. Any other thoughts?
Meh.
Man, all right. But Terry, we did have a poll on Forza Motorsport. What does the chat think?
All right. Are you going to play it? And 66% said yes, they love sim racing. 25% said that they're arcade gamers, and 8% do not like racing games.
There you go. Thank you.
I cannot wait to play Forza Motorsport. It looks so much fun. It just looks fantastic. Shaddai, you had a topic you wanted to talk about today?
Okay. The topic is, lately we have they have been announced. I know this is like from a Sony news, but the question is if this is going to happen in the future. Sony just announced not too long ago that Horizon Forbidden West was the collector edition is going to be released with 2 discs. Remember, the disc nowadays they're Blu-rays, and it comes with a lot of space. But then again, like Cool Cat, behind, like they like to call it, in the green screen, she also mentioned that there's another game that comes with 2 discs, and that will be Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to come with 2 discs. The question is, will this be the norm as time passes? Are we going to see more games that are going to come out with multiple discs? Remember, multiple discs has been since what? PlayStation 1's, Xbox One eras, 360s, that we ended up with 4 discs. Are we going to see this more often as year passes? Even though we talk about the digital, era, but how are they going to do it? Not only on physical, how are we going to switch it? Because technology is different now, but how is it going to happen like that? Maybe in a digital. How are they going to do that?
All right. So the question is, are multi-disc releases going to be the standard moving forward for how big these games are going? All right. So Terry, what do you think?
Well, I don't think it'll be a standard just because they are trying to phase physical out. I understand that right now because they are trying to keep physical around for as long as they can. That's why these certain select games are on more than 1 disc, because they are so freaking big.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't foresee it becoming the standard. It's definitely been phased out, and it's kind of slightly making a comeback, but it's only in very select areas that it's making a comeback. I don't see it making a full comeback. It's just we're gonna be leaving the physical space behind us, whether people like it or not. It's gonna happen, and then it's just gonna be a matter of continuously upgrading what we do for storage. Like we went from little memory cards to
Hard
and how
drives.
we had hard drives. Now we have SSD, and that will continue to evolve to meet the needs of the amount of space that we are using for these games. So whatever is going to replace SSD will, is what we will have,
Cloud is going to replace SSD.
Yeah, it could be, so no, I don't foresee the multiple disc, making a big comeback. Because when they announced that 7, the Final Fantasy 7 remake or whatever was going to have more than one discs, people were not happy about that. They don't want discs like that. They just want the one disc for people who are hardcore physical collectors, but they don't want multiple discs. They don't like having to swap discs out, so.
What was
especially when one disc is usually just an install disc, and then you put the other disc into play. It's kind of pointless.
Yeah, the one with the license code on it.
Yeah, it's stupid.
how much space fits in one Blu-ray disc? What is it, like 100 gigabyte? Something.
I think they have 3-layer Blu-rays now.
Okay, so you're telling me, I'm just saying here, you're telling me that I'm gonna use your number. So pretty much you're telling me that they're gonna pretty much do a lot of cinematics just to to this. Pretty much we're gonna see a lot of cinematics then. It's a pretty much, you could say, spending too much space for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like 99% of it. So
That's
Blu-rays
sad.
can hold about 50 gigabytes of data, and games are much bigger than 50. So like Call of Duty by itself would be 3 Blu-ray discs.
God, jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's I think the disc era is falling behind more and more on us here. Shout out to Jago6 who joins us. Thank you so much for joining us. Jago6, you are the real MVP. My thought on physical media. I'm a physical guy. I like having the boxes. I like having the disc inside them that actually have data in the game in case, I don't know, the online server ever goes down. I know I won't have the patched version of the game, but at least I will have a version of the game on the disc. Right. But ever since the Xbox 360 era ended, running games off disc has become a thing of the past because it's too slow. Just being honest, the way games, how much game data needs to load and unload and how much it's accessing that RAM and at the speeds, it's physically impossible for a disk drive to read the data, load it into the RAM, read the next data, and so forth and so forth. I think the highest speed you could get on a disc was 52x before you spun it fast enough to break it, shattered into pieces. And some people did. I do remember people on their 360 saying that, hey, the disc shattered inside my 360, right? Or my disc cracked inside my 360 or something. The limitations of running games off of disc were exceeded at the 360. That was it. From then on out, the disc would just install onto the hard drive with a access code, and that's the way it's been since 2013. It is 10 years ago. I think the physical media era has ended, in my opinion. And this is a real big bummer for me as a physical collector, right? Because even though the physical era, I knew that the games weren't running on disc, I at least felt good knowing that I had a copy of the launch edition of the game with all its bugs on this disc if the online servers ever failed, or if I moved to a country
like
where
Bali?
like Indonesia, Bali, Indonesia, where online servers are so darn slow it would take me 5 days to load it. Like this is a true story. When I moved into rural Texas where there was no internet, I needed to load the game. I needed to run the games online from my Wi-Fi hotspot, but I would only have like 25 gigabytes. I would turn off the Wi-Fi on my Xbox so it would load the disc version in, and then I would turn on my Wi-Fi to see how many gigabytes the update was. And if it was more than 25 gigabytes, I just would never update it. Right. So like this was a serious consideration of mine, was like, okay, I'm going to use so many gigabytes uploading, and then I want to play multiplayer and all this other stuff. So this was a serious thing for me. So the digital era of games, I think, is over. Hard drives can't run games anymore. We're on to SSDs. And as I said, I think the future net from here on out is going to be cloud gaming. I mean, Xbox is already on there. Flight Simulator is a very, very different game online versus offline. Like let's pretend I want to do a flight from here to Colorado, from Texas to Colorado. If I want to play offline, it will basically just download that region, and that's all I'm going for. If I fly off to God knows where, it will not load anything. I will fly off into the neither. you know. So Flight Simulator is a very, very different game. Loading the whole world is petabytes of information. It needs the cloud. Forza Motorsport 8 is also running off the cloud, right? A lot of physics. Terry, are you there? Looks like you froze. Okay, sorry, you weren't even blinking. You look so focused, you weren't even blinking. Forza Motorsport 8 needs the cloud, and I'm sure that offline Forza Motorsport 8 versus online Motorsport 8 is going to be very different. It runs a lot of physics and a lot of those AI drivers off the cloud. So the physical disc era, I think, is dead. There's no way. There's no way you can fit these games on one disc. If you do multi-disc, it's multi-disc installs, which I guess is fine. Red Dead Redemption 2 had that, where you needed to load about 60% of the game off of the first disc, about 30% off of the second disc, and then swap back to the first disc so it could finish loading, and then you could start playing the game. So that is annoying. I think that's what people find annoying, because back in Final Fantasy VII, you would play the first disc, and then once you got so far, it would save, and it's like, hey, load up the second disc. It would actually, because you would actually play off the game. Now it's just like multi-disc to load the game, and that is annoying, especially when you can just do it online without swapping any disc. So yeah, I think I agree with some of the annoyances that people have on multi-disc installs. In today's digital age, they're unnecessary. They're only there for the few people like myself that want a game to own the game and all its data, at least the launch data, on a disc. So yeah, I think it is annoying. I could agree with people.
The disc right now is more of a placebo. It makes you think you have a physical copy, but you really don't. The game isn't on the disc.
Yeah.
So.
The like Starfield, the collector's edition came with I actually have it here. Hold on a second.
Well, not for nothing, but sometimes it's good to have physical, because you never know what could happen, and you could have that as an emergency. So that's why.
True, but we also have run into the issue where a lot of games today, if you don't have access to internet, you can't update it, you can't play it. Like some games won't even let you play it unless you update.
That's the reason
so like
why...
how Axel said that he didn't do the update, you can't do that anymore. If you don't update, the game won't play.
See, that's the reason why sometimes it's bad to have an always online type of game thing for those type of situations.
The thing is, that's just the way the gaming service is moving. Sorry, guys. I thought I had the physical disc here. I don't. I have it over there. The disc box in my collection, but I kept the box in here.
For people that are watching us, be careful. He likes to miss information like he did with Bali.
No, so Starfield, the box came with a disc box, but inside the disc box was not a disc. Instead, it had a replica of the cred stick. You know what the cred sticks look like in Starfield? And on your cred stick was the code for your game.
Oh, yeah.
And that was really cool. I thought that was a really cool. So they might not have disc in the future, now that they're moving to digital media, but they could have like little items of the games in there with the data. That'd be cool. Instead of just a piece of paper, here's your online code. Yeah. Like Halo 5 did. And Halo Infinite.
Fallout 76 did that for their collector's edition. They gave you like that real nice hard case, and then they gave you a code, like a digital code paper on the inside.
Yeah, I think the digital code paper is kind of the cheapest way to do a collector's edition, which is why a lot of people hate buying collector's editions that don't come with the disc. But I feel like Starfield has kind of set the precedence. Like, okay, well, you're not going to get the disc, but you're going to get this cool metallic cred stick replica.
Oh, you're talking about the credit thing.
Yeah, the cred stick.
I think I do have it because I do have the collectors.
Yeah,
Let me
it's
see.
the cred stick. How did you load the game without the cred stick? Did you not play it?
Playing on Game Pass.
Yeah, you loaded it on Game Pass. Yeah, the little cred stick. Let me see if I can find a photo of it. I literally just typed in cred stick Starfield, and it's giving me literally everything Starfield and no cred stick. Here we go. So this is just from someone's Etsy shop, if you will. Share this tab. Here we go. Yeah, it came like with this. It came with the credit stick, and on the credit stick was printed your digital code, and I thought that was freaking awesome. I think that was awesome. But anyways, so physical media I think is just dying. I would be okay with it fully dying, unfortunately. But you know, kind of having that physical media to install is more for dinosaurs like myself. The young generation, they don't care. You know, like Jacob Novik, if you're still in the chat, do you care about it? Just let us know, because you're so young. I'm sure you have opinions on it. Speaking of the chat, let's check in with all of the chat. Let's see. Where were we? Motorsport. The SSD is still physical media. Yeah, it is, but it's still not. You know, you can't put the game in your collection physically from the SSD. We're talking about physical, but yeah. Let's see. Some games won't even play if you have the disc. Some games won't even play if you have the disc. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, because they take the games off the marketplace, so there's nothing to register.
That sucks. Wow, I did not know that.
Physical physical doesn't matter. People think that if they have physical, they'll always have that game, and that's not true. If they take the game, if they shut down those servers for those games, or they take it off the marketplace.
I mean, if it's a multiplayer online only game, yeah, I could see that.
No, even like, I've had this happen with some of my Ubisoft games. They'll take them off the marketplace and they'll put them in a bundle. So if you don't have, so that becomes a separate license key.
But that's on the PC. I'm talking like if you have
no, that's on Xbox. This happened to me on Xbox. Like I have games I own on Xbox that I can't play because they took them off of the marketplace, and you have to own the bundle because now the game is only available in that bundle.
Screw Ubisoft. No wonder I've been avoiding them.
So I had to contact them. I just showed them my receipt because Microsoft keeps all of your purchases. So I just pulled up my receipt showing that I own the game, and then they just gave me a new license, like a game code for that, so I could still play it without.
So if I didn't have my receipt, I'm SOL.
Yeah, but at Microsoft, if you're buying your stuff off from Microsoft, you'll always have that record. It just depends on where you're buying your games, I guess. But but yeah, that's a legitimate thing that happens, and Ubisoft isn't the only one that does that. A lot of them do that, but a lot of people don't go back and try a lot of these old games, so you just are ignorantly blissful about not knowing that your game don't work. Right. So
yeah, so let's see. So that came in the box. Yeah, the cred stick with the online code on it, and yeah, I thought that was kind of cool for the collector's edition instead of just a piece of paper. Do you have the box, Shaddai?
Yeah. You mean for where you put the game?
Yeah. No, where the cred stick goes. Yeah.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah. All right. Shaddai will be back. All right. Let's see. Jacob Novik says, I found out that in Forza Motorsport free race mode, you can choose to drive between 0 to 1,000 laps. So I tried 100, but gave up at lap 18. So glad that your car level save. Oh, wow. So that's cool. It saves it by lap. That's super cool. That is nice.
100 laps is a long time. Like, yeah, you're going to be there for a couple hours. That's some dedication if you actually want to do that.
Yeah, so that's cool. You see what I mean? That was cool to me. That the disc box actually had the cred stick. Thank you, Shaddai White. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Crazy Greek Dude says you still have a version of the game or on your SSD. Yeah, but I mean, it becomes that problem if the game, like Terry said, if you buy the digital version, once that license is dead, it's dead. Whereas the physical version, I could turn off the online mode and still install.
If it's a game that allows you to play it without it being connected to the internet.
Yeah, if it allows it. Yeah, nowadays we're getting to where it won't even allow it. Like I tried playing
Yeah.
Forza Motorsport, Forza Horizon with online turned off. It won't even load.
Mhm.
It will not even load. Let's see. I think we'll have physical games for 1 or 2 more console generations. Maybe once the
Maybe one. I don't foresee two.
you know the reason it still even exists is for the old timers like me. But we are becoming so we are like the 20% of gamers. Once that percentage drops to like 5%, it's dead. It's dead forever. Just saying.
I see it 3 more generations.
No way. I don't even see it making it to next generation. So yeah. Let's see. Jago6 says, I have a 12 terabyte and 16 terabyte HHD that I store my games on for my Xbox and PC. Damn. Dang, that's crazy. Let's see. Yeah, everything is going over to the PC way of doing things. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Doggy Dog says Mortal Kombat 1 has 2 discs. Oh, there you go.
See what I mean? We see that more often.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Crazy Creatures. I remember having 11 discs to install The Sims 2. Wow. Dang. Wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Fastback says, I just want the credit stick. You can buy them online. You know, Etsy people, I've done them. Yeah. Jacob Novik. Okay, so here we go. The young generation. He says, no, I have an Xbox Series S and prefer digital. There you go. Like I said, the dinosaurs like us, it just won't matter. And Chair Walker, shout out to Chair Walker. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, since PC went to digital, I have been fine with digital for a long time now. So last generation, I was hardcore, physical. And this year, I'm kind of like, meh, whatever. It is what it is. Got to accept it if I want to keep being a gamer. I'm sure by next generation, I'll be like, I'm all digital now.
Like I paid because most PCs now don't even offer disk drives. I had to pay, a premium to add a disk drive to my PC when I built it because I wanted to have it just in case I got something and I needed to have an installation disk that I would be okay. And I did need it. One of my printers I bought, I had to use a stupid installation disk. So I would have been screwed if I didn't do it. But
yeah.
But now finally those guys have caught up and now you can go to like HP's website or whoever you buy one from and you can usually just download the stuff now. But it was at that point where the other tech companies didn't catch up to the PC companies who already phased out disks. So I got it just in case.
Yeah, there you go. So Jigo6 says physical media is not dying. The old way of storing physical media is evolving. This could be like the cassette tape to the compact disc, to the DVD, to the Blu-ray. But as far as having physical media, playing games from physical media outside of internal hard drives or SSDs is kind of dead. I think that's what it is. Because in games, it went from, like, I remember my friend had to load he had an old computer where he had to load his game with a cassette. And the cassette had the ones and zeros that it would play to load into the RAM, and then he could play the whole game.
Dang.
And then we went to carts, and then we went to disc, and now we're on to digital. So yeah, let's see. Dreadful says, Axel, I have an impromptu video for GMX. Check your DMs. All right, Shaddai, you there? Shaddai?
Yeah, I'm here.
Because this is for you.
Oh, the sour blow thing.
Are you ready? Shaddai? Let's go to Dreadpool in the field. Here we go.
I just want to welcome Eternal Shaddai back to Good Morning Xbox. What's in your prison wallet? I just want to welcome Eternal.
I don't want to know what's in your prison wallet, Shaddai. Wow.
No comments. No. I wasn't expecting that.
Wow. Shout out to Dreadful. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good. I give him props.
Shout out to Sour Blow. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says should die.
Sour.
Let's see. Jacob Novik says, I hope that Xbox push out the Redfall offline soon. They promised us. Yeah, hopefully soon. And Cool Cat Terry, understood. I'm just saying that even though we have this, downloading digital is more prevalent than physical by far.
Absolutely.
By far.
Absolutely. I will not
Yeah.
disagree.
And Jacob Novik says each expansion for the Elder Scrolls Online has its own physical disc version. Wow, I did not know it.
Just in case, Dreadpool, I am not red. Is the reflection of the screen on my face.
Yeah, we do have a reddish background.
Yeah. Let's see. Dark. What is this? D Skills H Town. D Skills H Town says, "I'm all digital. Having 2 kids in the house helped with that decision. I bet. Yeah. One of my friends had kids, and he is the same way now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
all
see.
those fingerprints and
tearing it up. Yep.
Peanut butter on your disc, applesauce on your disc. Like, what the hell?
Oh man.
Oh man, I would lose it. I don't know if there's I say this because I don't have kids, but I don't know if there's enough love in the world if a child of mine ruined that.
Why is my Halo disc in the dishwasher?
Yeah. Let's see. I do have an external disc drive for my PC, so I can convert to Blu-ray and HD movies for my personal Plex server. There you go. So yeah, Shaddai is so red.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, is there reflection because the background that says "Good morning, XY" is pretty much, on my face.
What's in your prison wallet, Shaddai? Let the world know.
One moment. This.
Oh my God, that's a weapon.
The rest of it, I gotta keep it to myself.
I couldn't believe that. Crazy Greek dude goes, remember the floppy disk? That's right. I remember that. I remember putting
I remember going
Duke
back
Nukem
further than
3D
that.
was on 11 floppy disk or something like that. The full version, it was crazy.
I remember having to buy your game, and if the manual wasn't included, you couldn't play the game because you would have to go to a specific page, to a specific paragraph, to get a specific word to put it into your game to verify that you actually legitimately bought the game in order to play it. So
Yeah, I just bought. So this is a game that has never been re-released. There is no digital version of it outside of piracy, and it is Mech Commander 2. And I just found a version of it physically, and I had to buy it because it doesn't exist any other way. So some games are forever dead if they don't have physical media, unfortunately. Let's see. Correction. I pre-ordered a physical PS5 because I wanted Ratchet and Clank, one of my favorite physical. I ordered an Xbox Series X because I needed an Xbox and didn't care for the version. And plus, I had money just for an Xbox Series X. Hey, you know what? Jacob Novik, there's nothing wrong with that, man.
no.
Multi-console gaming, I think, nowadays is more, if you are old enough to work and earn your own money and you can be a multi-console gamer, more power to you. I am fairly console agnostic because I've been an adult now for a long time and I got them all. I got an Xbox, I got a Switch, I got a PS5, I got a PC. I have it all. There's no such thing as a game I can't play other than I don't have time to play. But that's a different story.
That's the problem of having multiple things when you don't have the time because you got to jump from one another. So that kills it too.
What did Terry just say? Peanut butter where? And shout out to Death Dealer. Thank you so much for joining us, Death Dealer. She says the redness is real. And shout out to Death Dealer as well because she will be hosting Majestic Mayhem tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So
wait, is she talking about because I'm still red in here?
Yeah.
Hey, Axel, it's that background, man.
You need me to give you a more light background? I don't know. Let's see. I remember cassette drives. I am old. Yes.
You need to switch it over to a winter theme. So
I figure.
The user manual copy protection was crazy. I only had one game like that. Yeah. Let's see. And shout out to Jago6. He says the PC is the best multi-console emulation bar now. It can emulate just about anything. It sure can. It sure can. In the beginning, 1 year ago, I had belt stuck on his leg, and I was on house arrest. There you go. Shout out to our chat. Let's see. Terry, we had a poll in the chat. How do they feel about this?
All right. Will a multi-disc games be standard going forward? And 55% said, meh, I'm good either way. 33% said, no, it's going to be all digital. And 11% said, yeah, physical media for life.
For life.
For life.
For
For
life. I love
life.
it. All right. Well, great impromptu topic by the returning Eternal Shaddai. Finally coming back home to Good Morning Xbox.
Yay!
I knew you'd come crawling back once your prison term was over.
Thanks to this weapon.
Shut up. Let's see. Jacob Novik says, I'm 23, not 10. Yeah.
If you say so.
Just say plus 13.
Yo, I'm to that point in my life where like young adults, they're adults, right? Maybe 23 will look like an adult, but young adults look like children to me.
Just in case. Timmy!
So, yeah. Jacob Novik, reach out to me on Twitter. I'm Axel1324, just like you see it right here on Twitter. See if we can get you on the show sometime so we can get that young perspective in the show, because I love to hear what the current generation has to educate us on, the older folk. We might know a lot of the history, but you guys know what's hot and happening. So I'd love to get that perspective if you don't mind. Reach out to me. I'd appreciate it. All right. With that being said, guys, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. But of course, we wouldn't be able to have Good Morning Xbox without you guys, the iconic chat. That's why you guys, the chat, will always be the MVP to any of the shows here on the Iconic Video Games channel. With that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm Axel1324.
And I'm Cool Cat Terry.
And I'm the returning member of Good Morning Xbox, Eternal Shaddai.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye, everybody.